Good evening, everyone. Mic and sound check, and I know that my video is going to be a little glitchy here at first. And I will go slowly and try to say hello to everyone I see here in the chat. Manic Plastic Toy Shop, Big Mike, good to see you, sir. George Valentine, good to see you. Good evening. Moving on down the list, Jeff's here, All Music Fan 88, good to see you. Hey, Salty D, I see you there. And I think I got it caught up. Yeah, I'm scared. I need to overcome it. First time I've caught a live stream in a while, says Manic Plastic. Yeah. All right. Good to see you guys. All the usual suspects are here. Johnny Sorensen. Yo, what's the suit looking at? I see you there, Johnny. I will not be able to feature the chat on screen tonight. The overlay broke just a few minutes ago, and I don't have time to fix it, and I'm not going to. So I won't be able to feature you guys' chat on screen tonight like I normally do, and that I apologize. Nightwing with a $2 super chat. Superpowers Galactic Guardians. We will do that when it comes to music and fun time. I will certainly get you on the list there. Thank you for the super chat, Nightwing. My fave organ I call Mad Scientist theme. You know which one. I mean, yeah, I think I do know what you're talking about, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, all right, so let's get Jonezer on in here and let's get this roll balling here.
What's up, everybody? It's Jonezer, your favorite comic book guy. So let's do this.
Howdy.
What's up, everybody? Can
How
you
am I
see
looking
me?
and sound? I hope
You
look
look sound great to me.
All right, so
there's
Radical
my opinion.
Good evening. Say that again, Jonezer. Sorry, I was saying hello to someone in chat.
I suppose it's not my opinion that matters. It's whether the audience can see or hear us. I can see you, so what? They need to see and hear us, not me.
Bill and Jonezer, let's do this, says Nightwing. We're all jonesing for some Dick Tracy. All right. Hello, friends. Hey, like, correct. There's Nightwing's donation popping up there over my head. All right. So no one is telling me whether they can see or hear us. So I don't know if they can or not. I hope they can.
I'm just going to assume all good until negative information filters into the chat.
Right. So we'll just make an ass out of you and me in the meantime.
What we do best.
All right. So OBS says there is a lag, but I can hear. See and hear, says Johnny. Bill and Jonezer, says Lack Sivrak. Sound good, says All Music Fan 88 Jeff. And Manic Plastic says he can see and hear us loud and clear. All right. I am going to do something real quick for Big Mike. He posted a link up here at the top. I'm going to take that link and I'm going to pin it. Let's see, where is it? Where did it go? Here it is, right here. I'm going to pin this link so that it'll stay at the top of the chat. Pin, boom. What you see in that pinned message that I just pinned up there is a link to Mike's website for his toy store. If you're in the mood to buy some toys and you want some good prices, that's the place to go. I just got through buying recently some toys from Mike. They were a couple of figures that you can't find in the stores anymore, and not necessarily available over there at BBTS or any of the usual suspects. And yes, I could probably go over to eBay and get the top of my hair cut off and at the scalp right here all the way around. And instead, I went over and checked out what Mike had available, and he's got reasonable prices. And I was able to get my Stinkor, who is sitting on the pot still over here, and I was able to get my web store. So thank you, Big Mike, for that. And I want to shout out his toy store and let you guys get a chance to also give him some patronage because he needs it. And I also promised him, Joneser, that I would try to work up a little commercial for him.
That would be awesome.
So I'll work with him and his website.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I've bought from Mike myself. I got some vintage Masters of the Universe figures from him. They were reasonably priced, and he ships fast. He ships great. And one thing I'll tell you about Mike as a person, he goes the extra mile. Even like I bought a attack track for him, and he threw in a sticker sheet for free. So I could sticker the attack track. So I mean, that's what kind of guy he is, and yeah, but buy with confidence and support some of the home team here.
And another thing I would like to point out is not just recent toys. He's got a few vintage things in stock. If you're looking for something to fill out a collection or to finish something that you don't have all of, now, this is the guy to go to. Like, for instance, I needed the little stand for my vintage Screech figure because I didn't have the base for it, and Manic Plastic was able to supply that for me. I was able to get a was it the Road Ripper, vintage Road Ripper from him. All I needed to do was clean it up a little bit and sticker it out, and it's back to ready to go. Just like it was almost brand new. So if you're looking for something like that, or you're looking for like a little piece that's missing off of something, get in touch with Big Mike. He might be able to hook you up. So with that out of the way, let's get started with tonight's feature here. We're going to learn about fear and maybe be able to overcome our fears, or ways to do that, or how to do that. We're going to watch a little video that's from long ago, but it might help us. I don't know.
Is there anything that you are afraid of, Bill, that you would like help in conquering? Because I mean, I can only say for myself, I'm fearless. I've always been fearless. I've never been afraid of anything. What was that? But other than that, I've been pretty good. How about you?
What am I afraid of? That's kind of a tricky question. I can feel fear because here's the thing: if you're totally fearless, I think you're also kind of stupid, because fear is useful. It will keep us alive at times. It will, but sometimes you do have to overcome that. That's where bravery comes in. But I don't know. I'm afraid of death, I guess. I feel my age sometimes, and I see it rapidly approaching. So I don't know. You're getting a little deep there on me there, Jonesy. And I don't think that you're totally fearless either.
I'm not. But I was just trying to do a little joke there. My son scared me. But what I was always told is fear, if you think of it as an acronym, can work in two directions. Now, fear on the one end could mean fuck everything and run, or it could mean face everything and rise.
I like that, Jones. You're a wise man with lots of cool sayings. That's why I had you in my inner circle here. You keep me going. Fight or flight mode. We all have it. Yes.
That's what I was touching on. You hear a loud bang, and I'll tell you what. Like my boss, crazy bastard. But he's walking through the boiler room, and sometimes when pipes bang, you know, it's loud in there, it's hot in there, and all of a sudden thing goes bang, and that dude went, come on, you know, like he was ready. Whatever it was, he was gonna fight it right then, you know, or if it was an exploding pipe or you know, a problem, he was ready. Whereas when I heard that thing bang, I was out the door, halfway down the road.
Mm-hmm. Fear is fear. It can control you for so long, but then you have to take control, says Big Mike. And he also said he had to run from some dinosaurs last night. Elaborate on that. I will tell you this. You're talking about loud bangs. Okay, I run a manufacturing machine, and it has tools that drill into steel. Okay, and it makes a certain sound. And when the tools are running in it, and each tool has its own sound, and I know what they sound like. When it doesn't sound like that, I have to run over and stop the machine and see what the hell's going on in there. Is that fear? I wouldn't necessarily say it's fear, but I can tell you what, sometimes when I hear a loud bang come out of that machine, I jump out of my damn skin before I run over there and hit the e-stop button.
Right. No, it's funny you talk about the e-stop. We have a box folder. It's got these little belts to feed the cardboard box through. Well, cardboard box got mangled. Piece of the cardboard got stuck under the belt, and all of a sudden it started making this screaming, you know, the guy running and he's panicking. He don't know what to do. He's freaking out, you know, and I just kind of walked over and hit the e-stop, you know, and he's like, oh man, hey, you know what to do. And I was like, yeah, that's why I'm the boss. Let's get that piece out there. Line going.
E-stop buttons. You know, I had a trainee one time, and I had been training him for about a week or so, and we'd gone over the e-stop button, and I said, you hit that e-stop button if the machine's doing something it's not supposed to do. Right. And damned if when the time came for him to hit the e-stop button, he's busy trying to find me instead of hitting the e-stop button.
Right. Well, I mean, that's the thing too. Fear can work in other ways. When you're in a panicky situation, some people, he probably knew the thing to do was to hit the e-stop button, but all of a sudden he's in the moment and, oh my God, what do you do? Oh, what's the number to 911? Somebody help. You know, and you just can't, you don't thinking right because you're in the panic. You're in the shit, you know?
Yeah. And that's when you have to train yourself that you're panicking, hit the e-stop button so that you can take a breath and figure out what to do in the situation without causing more damage than's already happened. But yeah, now Gochitron has some very important instructions here for us. If you feel fear, stay away from the man thing. That's sound advice there, Goji. I appreciate that, sir, and thank you for being here. OBS says that she is a scaredy cat sometimes. Manic Plastic brings up one of my favorite characters from the Motu cartoon show, Cringer. I've talked about him before. Cringer's probably one of the bravest characters on that show. Why? Because he feels much more fear than someone, say, like He-Man or, you know, Man-at-Arms or maybe even Orko. Yet, when the nut cutting happens, Cringer will be there for you, and he will take care of business in spite of his fear.
Much like Orko, Cringer's clutch. He comes through when he needs to, and like you said, fear is an uphill battle for him, and he does conquer it when it's time to shine. You know, and give me a guy that's scared of his own shadow, but when he needs to jump up and be somebody, he's going to jump up and be somebody. You know, that's awesome.
Absolutely. And I did see the packaging for the Prince Adam Cringer, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. That's a good package, and it's very good. And I cannot wait to get my hands on it. Radical Mom says, I had a fear of flying, but I got over it. Well, you know what I always said about flying. The Lord said, lo, I am with you. He didn't say anything about high. So I'm going to stay down here on the ground where I belong as much as I can.
Yeah, never been in an airplane, Bill?
The kid who played Scarecrow on Batman. I have. I've been in a small plane. I've been in a large jetliner, and I've even been in helicopters on occasions. And I can tell you right now, I'd rather be in a jetliner than I had to be in a small plane, and I'd rather be in a small plane than I had to be a helicopter. And if I had my choice, I wouldn't be on either three of them.
I travel well. I go back and forth from Minnesota to San Diego every other year, and I'm a plane person. I do just fine. Get me my peanuts and my little drink, and I'll have my book open. And if we crash, we crash. Whatever. I'll be reading my book.
There you go, reading all the way down to the ground, laying it down. Don't be on the Ric Flair plane. Ha! I got you, Johnny. That was a hell of a damn time. It probably would have been. OBS says, I never flew and never will. I know that if I was on a plane and they shut the door, I would just freak out and they'd have to let me out and everyone would hate me. Okay. It's nice to know one's limitations there, OBS. All right. Enough of this. Let's get into this feature presentation that we have here for us tonight. Let me see if I can get us going in that. All right, here we go. Can you hear that Jones? Or
I do.
all right. Let me see if I can get it going over here for you as well.
Herbert Sorensen. Any relation, Johnny?
This is the day of tryouts for our annual swimming meet at the Lawn Day Community Club. And it's a special day for one of the boys because he's proving something that happens all the time. He's proving that you can overcome a handicap so completely that you climb right to the top. Oh, Bill hasn't won yet, but he has qualified to swim in the final. So it is a special day for him. It's rather a special day for me, too. You see, I've been coaching Bill, and I feel I had a part in making him one of our best swimmers. But I said something about a handicap, didn't I?
A handicap. Well, what could his handicap be?
Could be afraid.
Here. Hello. Maybe. Hope everyone has had an amazing, relaxing day. I've been busy, Gilster, trying to get this show together. Good old Herbert. We don't talk about him no more. Okay, Johnny. All right. So he's got a handicap, and the coach there has helped him overcome that, I guess. Let's see what's going on here.
Well, there was a time when Bill was severely handicapped, as far as
severely handicapped. So he makes him sound like a cripple.
Is the
webbed hands and toes? That would be an asset. Yes. Oh.
Is the guy in question here? Is his name Bill as well?
It is. It happens to be Bill, like me. And I don't know if he has webbed hands and feet there, OBS, but yes, that would be an asset if you're a swimmer, I suppose.
he used to visit the pool once in a while, but it was the same story every time.
Overcoming fear. Is this the instructional video that they show at Green Lantern training? Could be there, Joe. There, Gojitron. I don't know. Jeff says you wouldn't catch me swimming. Hey, well, check it out, Jeff. You might want to watch this video then, because you might get some pointers on how to overcome that fear of swimming. Shrinkage. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's the
what
thing.
he's afraid of.
Yeah, a lot of guys got to worry about the shrinkage. You know, I was taught how to swim, much like my dad did the old John Wayne. You know, where you grab the little tyke as he's kicking, screaming for his life, and you just throw his ass in there, and then he learns how to swim. And that was how I was taught.
That's I was too, but I think that's frowned upon nowadays.
Nah.
Hey Jamie, good to see you. Glad you could show up tonight. I hope Master Mike's doing okay. If he's tired and not able to be here, I totally understand. And you go over there and you tell him that we care about him. Let's get this back started again. Let's see what old Bill here is doing. Bill kind of ripped there for a teenager, isn't he? I didn't know they were ripped up like that back in those days.
Probably a farm kid baling hay.
No, wait a minute. Hold on. Bill's taking a piss in the water right now. That's exactly what it looks like he's doing. Now, this is a black and white film, and you can't see that blue water turning yellow all around him or green or whatever. But I know what he's doing right there. I've seen this a million times in public pools, which is one of the reasons why I don't like to swim in them anymore.
Well, you know, they just tell your kids that if they pee in the pool, that the little purple ring will go around them, and then they won't do that.
Well, you know, I remember there being a sign at the public YMCA pool in Huntsville, Alabama when I was a kid. And it said, "Welcome to our OOL, OOL." And then underneath that, it said, "Notice that there's no pee in the pool. Keep it that way."
Bill had a handicap. That handicap was fear. At first, Bill's friends used to ask him to join in the fun. Hey, come on in. But no, it was no use. They forgot Bill was there. But Bill couldn't forget himself. He kept thinking and worrying. I think I'm a coward. Well, maybe I am. If only I weren't so afraid, I could learn to swim. I could have fun like that.
Whoa. Now, just hitting someone with a volleyball doesn't cause that kind of an attack, does it, Joneser?
It does if you want the buff guy to jump in the pool and save you.
Ah. Stick over there and put it down in the water and pull her out.
I think his stick suffered for some shrinkage, so it's not going to be up to the task.
Yeah, you are a coward.
Afraid to jump in and help somebody.
She looked like she had a period cramp.
Yeah, Janet either.
Now she jump off and she's just fine.
They say if you fall off a horse, you should get right back on as soon as you can, so you won't be afraid of horses. Guess she's not going to let this thing worry her. Well, I'll never get over being afraid of the water, no matter how often I get in the pool. What's the use? Just wasting my time trying to swim.
Swimming and diving.
Need some water wings. Need some floaties. Have little floaties, and you'd be all right.
Yeah.
One of them little freaking duck inner tubes or something.
My name is Buck.
Yeah.
I've noticed you out there. You really want to swim, don't you? Oh, it's no use, Mr. Barker. I'm afraid.
Don't worry, Mr. Barker's here to help you.
First coward I've ever known that had courage enough to admit it. Huh? Look, I agree you're afraid of the water. But does that make you a coward?
Yeah.
People are afraid of something. People are afraid of wild animals. A lot of people are afraid of speeding cars. I am. I always get out of the way when I see one coming toward me.
Probably a good
I guess
idea.
that makes me a coward, too. That's different. That makes sense. But being afraid of water, it's silly. It's easy to say a fear is silly, but that doesn't necessarily help. You know, you're letting yourself get in the habit of being afraid. In the habit? Yes. Hey, maybe you know my kid sister. She used to be afraid of dogs. She's getting over it now, but once it was quite serious. We don't really know how the fear started. But it might well have happened this way. When my sister was very small, the people next door had a large dog. He was a rough, noisy dog, too. Kept fenced in the yard all the time. Perhaps sometime in her play, Sis came up quite close to the fence. When the dog came running toward her, she was naturally startled. And, well, if that happened several times, you can see how she might have gotten the habit of being afraid of dogs. And that habit stayed with her long after she forgot all about the first dog that frightened her. You said she was getting over it. I worked together. We figured she should know dogs. We thought she should make friends with dogs. It wasn't easy for her. We took it very slow. My knowing that a dog wouldn't hurt her wasn't enough. She had to know.
All right. Johnny Sorensen says, I used to be afraid of drowning till a man tried to drown me. And then my fear went away. And now, son, I'm going to learn you a lesson. What happened to you? Did Biden shower with you?
Yikes.
I don't know. He probably
He'd smell
Biden
him
probably
first.
sniff on you a little bit.
Smell him first. Make sure he's okay.
How could she be afraid of him? How could she help loving the little fella? Come closer to a big dog for a chance to play with a puppy a little longer. Who could remain afraid of the pup's mother very long? Certainly not my sister. It takes experience, knowledge, determination, and insight to overcome fears that are not rational. But it can be done. Maybe some people can do it. I'm too much of a coward. If you keep calling yourself a coward, you're apt to start acting like one. Hey, didn't I see your picture in the paper the other day? Something about a bicycle ordinance, wasn't it? Yes, I just had to have a copy right here. One copy. Oh, yes, here we are. You deserve to be proud of yourself. Student defends bicycle ordinance. The paper doesn't give many details. Tell me about this. Well, you know about the new ordinance to keep bicycles off the sidewalk. Mm-hmm. It's really an important safety measure. But a lot of the kids didn't like it, and they held this protest meeting. Some of us thought it was a good ordinance. I went to the meeting and said so. It seems to me, in the interest of safety, we ought to accept this rule. The least we can do is give it a fair trial. Pipe down. Do you have a bicycle? Yes, I have a bike. But when I'm walking on a sidewalk, I like to feel safe. So I'm willing to ride my bike in the street. Good going, Bill. Do you agree with me? Sure. Well, get up and say so. Go ahead.
Digging this guy's haircut here. He's got the little slick Rick haircut there. That guy.
Ooh. Wow, that girl right there's got a horrid look on her face. Student defraud swim team. What kind of community paper? Oh my God.
I tried to get him to speak up, but he wouldn't. And the kids are still all steamed up. I don't know. The courage of your conviction. Huh?
It's Angie.
Angie.
Angie, baby.
He was afraid? Afraid? Well, I guess. But that can't be. Dad helped Janet today when she stumbled into the water. He's no coward. The other day you stood up for what you thought right against opposition. So you're no coward. You showed what we call moral courage. Well, maybe I'm just a part-time coward in the water. That's where I'd like to help. You want to learn how to swim? Well, come on then. Let's get started.
First, let's take a shower
That
together.
day, Bill started overcoming his fear.
Face another fear in there, huh? Come here, boy.
Yeah. Son, do you know what a Turkish sauna is?
Right. You ever seen any gladiator movies there, Billy?
Mm-hmm.
Some of the skills he would need for swimming.
Oh, he got him in the water.
In that water. Come over here and put your head in the water next to me.
He was ready to try actions that would have frightened him before. Because now he knew he could always right himself in the water.
They're showing him the old breaststroke there.
Now let me show you another stroke there, son.
Yikes.
He could swim across the shallow end of the pool, he could swim across the deep end. And of course, the better he could swim, the less Bill feared the water. And he overcame his habit of fear. He became confident. And so today is a special day for Bill. He did overcome his handicap, and very well, too.
Good for Bill.
Now drink the pool water, thus brandishing fear forever. I wouldn't drink that pool water. Would you, Jonezer?
Nah, you go in there, you're going to have enough of it up your nose and in your mouth. And you might as well.
Tastes like piss.
Chlorine will kill that flavor.
Well, we all have little fears with campers. We should take a tip from Bill. Our lives can be
water.
Happier.
Drinks Angie's bath water. Right.
And we've reached the end of this. Let me ask you. No. Let me ask you a question, Jones. Say I have a beautiful apple pie. It's got lots of apples in it, all the flavorings and all the spices and all that. and I put one little tiny little bit of doo-doo in that pie, what does that pie become? It's not an apple pie anymore. It's a what pie?
It's a shit pie.
That's right. And that's the same thing with that pool water over there. I don't care how much chlorine you put in it. You put one drop of piss in there and it's piss water.
Well, then I'd hate to tell you what's in the ocean there. There's a friggin' piss water of about a bazillion fishes and whales and sharks and blood and semen and everything in the world is in that water.
I think I have some agreement there in the chat.
Shit pie.
With my assessment of that pool water.
Here's my take
Okay,
on this.
So,
instructional video. Here's my take on this. This video was what, 10, 15 minutes? Man, my dad got me to face my fear and swim in about 10, 15 seconds. So maybe his method was a little better.
I think that the overcome your fear by me pushing your ass in the water method does have its benefits, I guess. I'm sorry, OBS. The coffee cake will probably taste better than the apple pie anyway. All right. So we've overcome our fear now. We're all not afraid to get in the piss water at the pool anymore now because we know that the chlorine will kill all the piss.
Right. Yeah, you're completely safe. You know, doesn't even matter. You know what you do? You just go in the water and then pee in it first. That way everybody's swimming in your piss. You know, you be the first peer, you know, and then establish dominance. You know, now you own the pool. This is my pee pool. You swim in my pee.
Johnny, Bill turned our baked good to baked bads. Jason in that water. I made an apple pie today, and I don't think I want to have a piece now. Well, your apple pie is perfectly fine if you didn't put a piece of dookie in it.
Right.
Yeah, it was nice that Ward Cleaver taught that boy to swim.
Is that who that was?
I don't know. I don't think so. It did not look like Hugh Beaumont to me. I think
you know his name.
Saying he kind of did like, he ruined it for us. Damn you, Bill. Well, here I go again. Okay, but I'll make it up to you, OBS. Maybe in a couple of weeks I'll do another one of these wonderful recipe videos that I like to do occasionally. Speaking of which, I need to give you the recipe for ham loaf superb, don't I?
The ham loaf. Yeah, she's already asking, where's the ham loaf? I do not have said recipe, but I will eat said
he's
ham
not
loaf.
Going to go and find the recipe, nor will he rewatch the video and get the recipe. I must send him the recipe, and this is his way of prolonging this so that he doesn't make said recipe and have to eat that.
But when I do make the thing and eat it, I will face my fear, right? I'll be facing my fear.
There you go. And just eat the damn thing and get it over with. Just eat Spam. It's the same thing, says Go You Try. Chopped ham. Yeah. All right. We have some new things here on the list for those of you who weren't here last night. Wimp Busters getting paid too. You'll have to find out what that is. And of course, the Crack Misers on there. And oh, look, I put a couple of 3 new things there since last night. Batman is brand new. I made that. We've seen Hayo Silver before, but I decided to put it on the list. I kind of like that song. And of course, the opening theme to the 1990s Fantastic Four cartoon show is on there. Yes, it is, Gojatron. Play them all, Bill. Woo! We'll
Well,
play
and,
something. I'm kind of looking.
I'll have to remind you, Bill, we did get a $2 super chat with a request on it. I believe it was for The Time Is Now.
That is correct. We did, and I will
should
go
be the
ahead and
front
get
list.
that one queued up. That's going to go to the very, very top because that one was paid for, and we'll get it queued up to go. But we need to hear some ideas here of what we want to hear after that time is now. So just
see, folks,
come up with
this is
some
your
ideas, folks.
Well, folks, this is your opportunity to see democracy practiced in its purest, most greatest form, because you can vote. You can vote all you want, but if you throw some money at us, nobody's vote counts. We're going to skip right over you and go right to the guy who paid, and they're going to get their song. And that's how democracy works.
That's exactly how democracy works. Okay, Batman, please. Okay, got you. Getting paid. Okay, we're going to get that set up. Okay, so we got That Time Is Now, Batman getting paid. What else we want? Got to be tough love with these guys. Yeah, you're right, OBS. Scarborough Fair says Radical Mom. All right, we'll pull Scarborough Fair up there and get it on the list. Let's see where that
Capitalism.
Just a minute ago.
That's right.
Capitalism at its greatest. And it works every time. All right, where did Scarborough Fair go? There it is, right there. I'm going to pull it up there. All right, we got 4 to go, so I'm going to go ahead and get it started at this point with those 4. You guys keep coming up with some ideas there. Getting paid to shit. Yeah, that one's going to come up in this next little group here. So, with that all said, I will come back over here for one last little look at my buddy here, and so we got the first 4 ready to go there, Joneser. So here we go. We're gonna play some music and have some fun, guys, and we are at 43.24% of the super chat goal for the weekend. I hope to get a little more as we move along here. Please, I know I'm begging, but you know we're it's all going to a good place, and you know what a name for a song. Yep, that's it. Phantasmophobia. All right, Jones, here we go. We're gonna start.
Flames are pouring from the buildings now. There's cars toppled, buildings entire, just crushed and crumbled. I'm not sure if it's safe to report from my vantage point. I really need to leave. Civil Defense has informed me that the surrounding areas are in ruin. I see some people running now. In the opinion of this reporter, if this nation, or in fact the world, ever needed heroes, that time is now. That time is now.
In the great hall of the Justice League, of the Justice once was a true love of mine. Trying to make me a cambric shirt. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Without no seams nor needlework, then he'll be a true love of mine. Time to find me an acre of land. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Between saltwater and the sea strands, then he'll be a true love of mine. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. He once was a true love of mine.
They got hit by cosmic rays, and the forward change forever. It's a most fantastic way. No need to fear, they're here. Just call the war. Fantastic Four. Don't need no more. That's ungrammatical. Reed Richards is elastic. Sue can save from side. Johnny is the human torch. The thing just loves to fight. Call for more. Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four.
And Jeff says he never saw the 1990s Fantastic Four cartoon. It has its lovers and its haters. I actually enjoyed it myself. Apparently, there were enough back in the day that didn't, that they even parodied it in the Fantastic Four comic book with Thing and Human Torch kind of ragging on it when it was playing on the television set.
I'll be honest with you, Bill.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of both. I loved it and I hated it all at the same time. I loved it because it has
what you're saying, Joneser.
Really? How about now? No good?
Can you guys hear Joneser?
Hear me? You still can't hear me?
I don't even see you on the screen over here, Joneser. I see you on OBS.
Now?
Don't
No?
have you muted. Don't know what's going on. Look, let's go to a commercial
Audience
break
can
real
hear.
quick and let's see if we can figure out what's going on with Jonezer. We'll be right back, guys. Let me take a little commercial break here.
And now, these messages.
Cheerios. How'd they get up there?
Yummy Odos.
Whoops.
Cheerios. Crunchy, yummy Oreos. Toasted for extra crunchiness. Extra goodness in every yummy spoonful. Cheerios, the tasty part of this nutritious breakfast.
Cheerios.
When you want the great taste of Cheerios,
Cheerios.
just Cheeriodle. The Luke Skywalker X-Wing pilot from the Star Wars action figures collection, each sold separately.
I'm jealous. Wanna buy a droid? Sure, what you got?
It's R5-D4 and the Power Droid.
Sold.
And here's Greedo, Han Solo, and Walrus Man.
You've had it now, Solo. Yeah. Guido, it's Ben Kenobi and his lightsaber. We're in trouble. Let's get out of here.
Luke Skywalker X-Wing pilot, R5-D4, Greedo, and other action figures sold separately from Kenner.
And now, another interesting story that's in the news.
In the news, a first step toward bringing back the draft. A few years ago, the military draft caused protests all over the country. Now, President Carter has taken the first step toward bringing it back. We'll be back with the draft in the news.
Sponsored by Three Musketeers Bar, the big chocolate bar that's fluffy inside.
The draft in the news. In his State of the Union message, President Carter said young men, and perhaps young women, should register with the government in case there's need for a military draft. A draft is a way of calling qualified people to serve in the armed forces. The Selective Service System was created in 1940 to run the draft. At 18, all men had to register with their local draft board. They received a draft card and a classification. If the classification was 1A, they could be called to serve right away. 2S meant they could put off serving because they were students. 4F meant they were unable to serve for medical reasons. Women did not have to register. In the 1960s, the draft came under a lot of criticism. Some young men burned their draft cards in protest. When the Vietnam Peace Agreement was signed in 1973, the draft ended. Only people who volunteered joined the military. Now, there are tense situations in Iran and Afghanistan. President Carter feels that an all-volunteer army may not be large enough in case of emergency. His plan to register young people is only a first step. It'll take an act of Congress to bring back the system of drafting young people into the armed forces. I'm Christopher Glenn with the draft in the news.
Saturday, the Chisholms leave the wagon train to cross the desert alone.
This desert scares me.
On the new Chisholms, Saturday. Tonight on CBS.
From a dismal orphanage, where zany villains plot their mischief, to a tour of the world's most exciting city, Annie's got it all. Annie at the Alvin Theater. For tickets, call charge at 239-7177.
Join Kermit and the Muppets Monday at 7:30.
The technical difficulty sign appears suddenly. Tomorrow we'll find the mute button, Annie. Tomorrow. There goes my camera on and back off again. There's Jonezer. He's flashing our technical difficulty sign at us. OBS says she never missed the Muppet Show. I love the Muppet Show. I miss the Muppet Show.
You can watch them on Disney Plus right along with that Fantastic Four cartoon. They got them all on there.
Mm-hmm. That's if you have the Disney Plus. We don't subscribe to Disney Plus here at this household. We have one streaming service, Netflix. And if I could get rid of it, I would. But my old lady likes to watch her crime dramas, and so we have it to appease her.
I do love me some crime dramas and the Forensic Files or Justice Files or Cold Case Files or any kind of files where we dispense justice and talk about old cases. I'm in.
Okay. All right. I did not know that about you, Joneser. Now I know something new. Muppet Christmas Carol. That was a good one. That was a good one. All right, let's get the list back up on the screen here so folks can pick what they want to hear. The older I get,
I got to agree with
Waldorf.
I was just gonna say that. The older I get, the more I agree. But yeah, I
There we go. All right, now we got our music and fun list back up. I have ways of finding what I want to watch for free. I do too. Sometimes you got to take the ship out of the dock, don't you, there, Manic Plastic? All right, guys, the list is back on the screen. Anything you guys want to hear off the list, let me know in the chat there, and we'll get it started. In the meantime, I'm going to sit here and queue up something that I want to hear while you guys are telling me what you want to hear. Anything on there you want to hear there, Joneser?
let me think about it. Let's see what the people want.
You know, you're talking about Statler and Waldorf. I saw a little short the other day that Kermit and Fozzie were up there in Statler and Waldorf's box, and Kermit said, "I have to tell you something about Statler and Waldorf, the two old guys that normally sit up here." And Fozzie goes, "They're dead."
Waka waka waka.
Crack Miser. Okay, we've already got somebody wanting Crack Miser. All right, let me get Crack Miser up here. There he is. All right, so we got Crack Miser.
Well, hey, they're gonna have the show coming up to town. Oh yeah, they do. They got the two best tickets. Yeah, you do. Yeah, 2 tickets right out of town.
All right, so Hi-Yo Silver is on the list. Angie Baby. I knew that would come up eventually. So let's get Angie Baby on there too. That was last night and the night before that and the night before that's favorite. I think everybody loves Angie Baby. That is a pretty cool song. I'm partial to the animation on it. What'd Johnny say?
I'm not saying the bear isn't funny, but I've heard bigger laughs from a mime.
Oh, Mary, thank you so much, Radical Mom. A $10 Canadian super chat. And I'm pulling Angie Baby up here on the list while you guys are telling me Wimpbusters. All right, we got so Crack Miser, Lone Ranger, Angie Baby, Wimpbusters. All right. And once again, thank you, Radical Mom, for the Canadian $10 super chat there. It looks like a super sticker. It looks like a little fellow with purple hair saying, "Ooh." And Jeff wants some karaoke night. All right, we'll get that up there too, Jeff. Let me get that going, and I'll do that while it's playing. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get back in. Thank you, Radical Mom. She says that's for the Angie Baby. All right, baby. Got you going, and we're going right on into some more music and fun.
I'm Mr. White Christmas. I'm high on crack. I'm Mr. I see you. I'm Mr. Pain in his back. They call me crack addict. Whatever I touch, sure to buy more drugs. It's never enough. He's Mr. White Christmas. He's high on crack. He's Mr. I see you. He's Mr. Pain in his back. 5 more trucks? It's never enough.
Texas Rangers, rode in the sun, 6 men of justice rode into an ambush and death for all but one. One lone survivor lay on the trail, found there by Tonto, the brave Indian Tonto. He lived to tell the tale. That one man lived to fight. He chose silver bullets, the sign of his name, a mask to disguise him, a great silver stallion, and thus began his fame.
The Lone Ranger. A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo silver. The Lone Ranger. With his faithful Indian companion Tonto, the daring and resourceful masked rider of the plains led the fight for law and order in the early West. Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear. The Lone Ranger rides again. Hail Silver! Hooray!
He's got out a brand new record. We think you're going to get a kick out of it. Listen to the King and Wimp Buster. Yeah.
And we are back. And look at there, we're at 57.76% of our Super Chat goal tonight. So we've done quite well. I am going to have to take a quick break, Joneser, if you don't mind. I'll run to the commercials real quick because I have to take care of some business.
And now, these messages.
Happy birthday, buddy! My favorite
birthday.
Here's your present.
My favorite drink, Nestle Quick Chocolate Flavor. Gee, now that I'm a big bunny, I know I can drink it slow.
I don't know, Bunny. Nestle Quick is rich and thick and chocolate.
That's the thing about birthdays and Quick. They both go so fast.
Kids, when you draw your favorite Kellogg's character eating a nutritious breakfast,
you could win this Schwinn Varsity 10-speed.
It's Kellogg's Stick Up for Breakfast contest.
1,500 kids will win this exciting 10-speed bike.
Complete rules on these Kellogg's packages.
You'll receive these T-shirt iron-ons free, just for entering.
So let's stick up for breakfast.
Okay, Tony.
You could win a Schwinn.
It's the Star Wars Imperial Troop Transporter that you put together. Batteries not included. Stormtrooper sold separately.
What's that? It's my troop transporter. It makes 5 more sounds, too.
R2-D2, where are you?
There's the laser cannon, stun gun, and stormtrooper.
Did he say that?
Oh, Dad.
Star Wars Imperial Troop Transporter. Stormtrooper sold separately. New from Kenner.
Darcy, the beautiful posable doll you can move lots of different ways. Now when you buy Darcy, you can get either the main course with apron and knees, or smooth sailing with garment bag and these. Either accessory set free with proof of purchase. Details on specially marked packages at participating stores. Offer ends June 30th. Darcy CoverGirl comes with portfolio and everything you see here. From Kenner.
Save him, Superman. Go, Wonder Woman. Holy kryptonite.
You can follow the adventures of these superhero characters in 4 new Superheroes mini comic books, one in each specially marked box of Post Fruity and Cocoa Pebbles rice cereal.
Watch me trick Fred out of his pebbles. Fred, want to learn yoga?
Sure.
Okay, now close your eyes.
Wanting my pebbles.
Guess I double-crossed you, Fred.
Post Fruity and Cocoa Pebbles cereal, delicious part of a nutritious breakfast.
As the sun rises on Toothopolis, those cavity creeps blast off to attack again. But this time...
Advanced Formula Crest, our all-new secret weapon is ready.
Just in time.
Zap them with new Crest Fluorostat. Fire 1.
It's tougher on us than before.
Yeah! Watch Sweets.
See your dentist.
And fight the cavity creeps with our all-new secret weapon. Advanced Formula Crest.
New from Kenner's Star Wars collection, the Millennium Falcon that you put together. Batteries not included.
Nice landing, Han Solo. Uh-oh, come on, Chewbacca. Stormtroopers are coming.
Action figures each sold separately.
Got him on radar. I'll fire the laser cannon.
There's even a hidden storage hatch.
Ready for takeoff. Jump to light speed. For God. On to the Death Star.
New Star Wars Millennium Falcon. Action figures each sold separately. From Kenner.
This is Messy Marvin. His room is a mess. His clothes are a mess. The only time he doesn't make a mess is when he makes his chocolate milk. He uses good old-fashioned Hershey syrup in the brand-new squeeze bottle. Rich, delicious chocolate flavor that only Hershey can deliver without making a mess.
Delicious.
Marvin?
Good old Hershey syrup in a no-mess bottle.
Interlock mechanics. Armor up, War Machine.
That's Vertical Beam.
Attach front battle computer module.
My brain blast will make scrap metal of you.
Not in this lifetime, MODOK. With my rings, I rule the land and sea. Just undersea dome. I'm here to make waves, Mandarin.
Iron Man, War Machine, Hydro Armor Iron Man, and action figures, each sold separately.
When you help start a scout troop, there's no guarantee one of the boys will grow up to hit 755 home runs. But you never know. Call Boy Scouts of America.
And we are back, and Susudio has joined us. I hope you got your package there, Susudio, that I sent off last week. I know Jonezer got his.
Yes, sir, I did. Bill was nice enough to send me some Superpowers figs I was looking for, the Hal Jordan Green Lantern and the Sinestro figure. And your box there should be en route. I would imagine it should land sometime next week.
Studio says, yes, I got it. It's been raining and the dumbass left it in a chair and it got wet. Oh, well, I think that the figures inside should have been sealed in a plastic bag, so maybe they're okay. Now they, like I told you, the arms were broken on them, so you'll have to try to repair them. But I did promise them to you, and I did get them to you. And Jeff, we all got our prayers for you, man. I know you're going to find something there soon and get everything back together. And I know you want to get your amps and stuff all set up so you can start playing that music again. And I can't wait. Love to see your collection, says Big Mike. I thought you were going to bed, bro. He's still up. He just can't leave it. He can't leave it. The show's just on his mind. He's got to stay here and watch and see what's going to come up next. Speaking of coming up next, let me put the music and fun list up here and let you guys pick something from it and see what you guys want. So we've played all the new stuff, but I'll be willing to play some of that new stuff again if you want it. Just let me know what y'all want. We haven't even gotten into the sea shanties yet. I'm kind of partial to some of those, and we'll see what they want. Anything you see there striking a chord on you there, Jonesy?
I usually like the Wellerman.
Okay.
Most of the time when that plays, I get treated to lyrics singing along while he's playing his video games behind me.
Oh, he likes the Wellerman too. I did not know that. That's pretty cool.
He knows the words.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, when I went to visit my niece and stayed with her last weekend, she's got 3 boys and a little girl, and they like the sea shanties as well. And tired but can't go to sleep. I understand, Mike. I understand. All right, we're gonna get the Wellerman up there for you. See what some of the guys want there. Manic Plastic, you can pick off that list too, man. Anything you guys want. Wellerman, I love the Wellerman. It's a pretty cool song. I like the name of the ship, the Billy O.T. Drunken Sailor. All right, gotcha. We'll get that going too. All right. Starting to get a list together here. Huey's Hut Rod. All right, Sue Studio. Got you, girl. All right, we're going to get the Hut Rod down there on the list. All right, so we got three set up for so far. You guys can continue to tell me, and I will start them playing here in just a second. And you guys tell me more, and I'll just keep putting them on the list as we go. So let me come back over here real quick. And Jonesy, I was talking to Boba Fett in the comment section, and he said that that this particular figure right here is it's kind of rare. I did not really realize that. That's the old Stephanie McMahon figure that they didn't put no draws on when they made her. And if you look in there, you can see that there ain't no draws in there.
I think you're gonna have to open those up a little more, Bill. I couldn't really quite see.
Well, they don't open up, but we can kind of lift the dress up there a little bit.
There you go.
Booty back there on the back.
Hey there, baby.
So yeah, I'm gonna keep this figure forevermore in my collection.
Well, and anytime they yank something off the shelf, that usually increases the value of it. If for nothing else, the rarity, the controversy adds to the value.
All right, so we got some more stuff. We got Hogan Tells a Lie, Dick Tracy, and Wonder Woman. All right, let me go ahead and get the videos playing, and we'll get you guys queued up. All right, here we go, videos.
There once was a ship that put to sea, and the name of the ship was the Billy O.T. The winds blew up her bow, dipped down, all below my bully boys blow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She'd not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. The boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her. All hands to the side, harpooned and fought her when she dived down low. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. No line was cut, no whale was freed. The captain's mind was not of greed, and he belonged to the whaleman's creed. She took that ship in tow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. For 40 days or even more, the line went slack, then tight once more. All boats were lost, there were only 4, but still that whale did go. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. As far as I've heard, the fight's still on, the line's not cut and the whale's not gone. The wellerman makes his regular call to encourage the captain, crew and all. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Ready? 2, 3. What do we do with a drunken sailor? What do we do with a drunken sailor? What do we do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning, way hey, up she rises, way hey, up she rises, way hey, up she rises. Early in the morning, way hey, up she rises, way hey, up she rises, way hey, up she rises. Early in the morning.
Shave his belly with a rusty razor, shave his belly with a rusty razor, shave his belly with a rusty razor, early in the morning.
Way hey, up she rises, way hey, up she rises, way hey, up she rises. Early in the morning. Put him in a longboat till he's sober, put him in a longboat till he's sober, put him in a longboat till he's sober. Early in the morning. Way hey, up she rises, way hey, up she rises, way hey, up she rises. Early in the morning. Way hey, up she rises, way hey, up she rises, way hey, up she rises. Early in the morning.
Stick him in a scupper with a hose pipe on him, stick him in a scupper with a hose pipe on him, stick him in a scupper with a hose pipe on him, early in the morning.
Way hey, and up she rises, way hey, and up she rises, way hey, and up she rises. Early in the morning. Give him a dose of salt and water, give him a dose of salt and water, give him a dose of salt and water. Early in the morning. Way hey, oh, way hey, oh, way hey, oh, early in the morning.
That's what we do with the drunken sailor, that's what we do with the drunken sailor, that's what we do with the drunken sailor, early in the morning.
Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises. Early in the morning. Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises. Early in the morning. Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she
fill this thing up with a little home brew. All right. Now Huey is a guy who ain't very smart. He just rambles along in his crazy car. He shows no class and acts like a clock. And there's always a smell around Huey's hot rod. Yeah. Dio. A little homebrew really makes it feel. He can hardly hold his woody steering wheel. With stovepipe on top, he doesn't show much class. But there's nothing on the road that Huey can't pass. Huey's hot rod, the coolest rod on the scene. Huey's hot rod, the smelling rod, really mean. His brew isn't leaking and there's holes in the floor. But Huey just keeps coming back for more.
Huey's hot rod ain't exactly Mr. Wayne.
Don't make a mistake and tempt him at a light, because before you know it, he'll be out of sight. He'll make you look just like you're standing still, and if his rod doesn't get you, then the awful smell will.
What's that awful smell?
Don't make a mistake and tempt him at a light, because before you know it, he'll be out of sight. He'll make you look just like you're standing still, and if his rod doesn't get you, then the awful smell will. You hot rod.
He's the dirtiest little kid I've ever seen. He smells. What are you gonna do with a kid like that?
He's vicious.
Doesn't brush his teeth. Doesn't comb his hair.
Between his toes.
Right.
About true badass guys away from the ring, pro wrestlers that were really badasses that could kick your ass in a street fight. Over your time, who were some of the genuine badasses? I mean, I heard stories that Haku back in the day was a legitimate badass behind the scenes. Who was the greatest badass in your opinion?
Haku, for sure. Andre, no one ever tried him or tested him. He was just, Andre boxed for a while. Andre was a Golden Gloves boxer. Plus, he's not even, you couldn't compare him to another human being. Andre was a force to be reckoned with. Swede Hansen, an older wrestler when I first came in the business, was pretty well respected by a lot of people. And Brad Riggins, as far as taking care of himself, was really good at taking care of himself. And a really tough kid that we ran into.
Mm-hmm.
Well, brother, back in my day, I once wrestled a guy with a pet tiger. I think his name was Bjorn something. That guy was lethal. I suplexed him and ripped my back. Then Bjorn hit me with a chair shot, knocking me out on my feet. And then his pet tiger mauled me, and I had to be resuscitated on the Spanish announcer's table. Brother.
Mm-hmm.
In 1998, brother, I was at an all-day audience signing, some kind of convention for losers or whatever it was. Well, I about to go home when this guy, the very last guy, tries to get me to sign his Lone Ranger comic book. Think his name was Weird Late Night Bill or something. Odd name. I said, look, brother, I know I wrote it in my sleep under a pen name, but nobody's supposed to know. It could get me into some kind of legal trouble. Well, he flew into a rage, started choking me. I grabbed the comic book and tried to slap him with it, which only made him madder. I didn't want to hurt him, but after he used a Russian leg sweep on me and tried to hit me with the chair I had been sitting on all day, well, brother, I did what you had to do. I wrapped him up in a chokehold, but he collapses and goes down on me real fast. Before I know it, he springs up and gives me a cheap shot in the family jewels. I knew then, brother, that these fan cons and signings are dangerous places and thought, yeah, it's time to go home. I don't need this crap.
Okay, Mumbles. Big Boy's on his way to the slammer. Itchy's probably at the bottom of the river. You are in the hot seat. Now, where is Flat Top?
What are you talking about, Brady? I don't know no Flat Top.
No point denying it, Mumbles. We got plenty of photos of the two of you together. Cooperate. Maybe get a lighter sentence.
You got nothing on me. I didn't do nothing on my lawyer. Forget it, Sam. I'm done playing nice. Hit the lights.
Sorry, Mumbles. Looks like you're in for a long night.
You giving me the dirty degree. I don't want my lawyer. This ends when you tell me where Flat Top is. Unfortunately for you, Mumbles, I don't believe you. Sam, why don't you go ahead and see what you can get out of him? I'm getting a coffee.
Calling Dick Tracy. Come in, Tracy.
What do you need, Pat? I'm kind of in the middle of something here.
Tracy, Flat Top's out on 5th and G, firing indiscriminately. 2 officers and a few civilians are down. He's screaming for you.
I'm on my way. Where's Tracy? He doesn't have the guts to face me. I'll kill every copper until I see he shows. He's out of control, lost his mind. I'll have to wait for the right moment. There he is. Steady, Tracy. He's gonna be out soon. Now! What? Reload? Not now! This is Tracy. Suspect is down. Repeat, suspect is down.
All right, Tracy. Dispatching an ambulance.
And we're back in there. Motu showing us that beautiful picture of Linda Carter as Wonder Woman. Cool. And episode 2 is in the works, you said there, Jonezer. We still in pre-production?
It is. We're working scripts here. I'm trying to. I've got a timeline, I suppose to say, and just to kind of give a peek behind the curtain. There's a longer narrative story that's been already written, and now it's the filler that's going to tie in the longer narrative story. So I've got to figure out basically which villain I'm going to stick in here. You know, I'm kind of leaning towards either Steve the Tramp or Influence, or you know, we've got plans for Prune Face and Big Boy and some of the bigger hitters, the Brow. So I'm going to try to get everybody in there, but I don't know. I'm trying to be methodical about this. So, but yeah, we're going to keep the simplicity of the sets, and, you know, it's going to have the same style, and, you know, we're working on it.
And Playmates figures, are we going to graduate to the newer figures, the Mezco figures when they arrive?
I have them, and I might mess around with those as well. That might be a different thing. I think we're going to stick with the simplicity of the Playmates ones for this. You know, if I got into the Mezco ones, I think we'd have to. They'd look silly next to the little paper cars and things we have, you know. Whereas I think the Playmates figures will kind of have their own charm with they have black articulation and all that anyway, so you might as well just work with it.
Right. Yeah. When you're dealing with figures like that, it's nicer to have the more articulation. You can do a little more with the stop motion with those than you can with 5 points of articulation, which is, I think, what the the Playmates figures had, right?
Yeah, they turn at the wrist, the arms go up and down, the head turns, and the legs are very limited, especially with the knees don't bend. So really all you can do is just have them in that standing or squatting position that they're all in. So yeah, Mumbles will return. He's very much alive. He's in custody for the time being. You know, he didn't cooperate very much in his interrogation, so I doubt he's getting a break.
And I think Mumbles I like Salt's favorite. I don't know why I think that, but it just comes across.
Well,
Flat Top is not dead, OBS.
No, I hate to spoil it, but yeah, Flat Top is going to survive, and we have plans for him to return. If you watch that very carefully, you'll see where the bullets hit him, the little red spots show up. He is hit in very survivable places.
Yeah, upon rewatch, I did notice that. Well, after the first viewing of that, I did have to pay attention the next time I saw it, so I could see where the bullets hit, so that I could tell whether any of them were fatal wounds or not, and they weren't. They were all survivable. So yeah,
You know, and all that, the blood special effects and whatnot, that's all my son Lyric with his magic marker and paper, and you know, it's a lot of it. He's doing a lot of the heavy lifting on these. You know, I mean, I'm doing the script writing and the voices, but he's made the sets and, you know, putting a lot of the work in.
one of my favorite things in that is when you put the hot lights on Mumbles. That was funny.
Yeah, and what sucks is that was a set I was going to keep, and we moved some things around in the basement, and that got lost or destroyed. A lot of those sets did, so they're going to have to get remade. But I think I'm going to keep the simplicity of that interrogation room, because that was just perfect. And some of those we took right out of the Nintendo game, like that scene with Dick Tracy's desk. If you look at the scene on the Nintendo game, it is literally every item that's on that desk in the Nintendo game is in that. You know, he got it in there.
OBS giving you ideas here. You see that?
He escapes in the hospital gown. I actually have a full-blown script for Flat Top's return, and I do not want to spoil it, but I do have a plan for him. And being a fan of Dick Tracy and reading a lot of the original strips, one theme that we're going to get into in doing more of these, and that's in the scripts, is like you were talking about the old Fearless Fosdick, where you know, the strips were incredibly violent, but also our hero ends up catching his pieces of the violence a lot of times in that strip. I mean, to the point where, like, you know, Fearless Fosdick, where he had like almost Swiss cheese, he was full of holes and stabbed.
Yeah. And let me interrupt you there. Those of you who may not know who Fearless Fosdick is or what this references to, there was a newspaper strip called Little Abner that was done by Al Cap, and basically Little Abner was a hillbilly living in Arkansas, and he read a newspaper strip called Fearless Fosdick. It was a strip within a strip, kind of meta there, and Al Cap was parodying Dick Tracy in that, and our Fearless Fosdick did. His whole body was just full of holes. He looked like Swiss cheese.
Yeah, those original comic strips were very violent, and most of the villains, you know, they didn't have a problem killing off a popular villain and keeping him dead, you know, and that was just the way they did it. And some of them, like getting it from the police or Dick Tracy's gun, was not the worst thing that could have happened to them. You know, some of them got what we call a karmic justice, whereas, you know, like the guy that was selling bootleg tires, he gets drowned by tires.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
that,
Well, we call that being hoisted up by your own petard.
right. Or they're the guy dealing in poisonous gas, and then one of the gas canisters gets shot, and he gets unalived by his own weapon. So a lot of that stuff was happening in there.
Yeah, and while we're talking here, I'm gonna pull the music and fun list back up here. We had some new folks show up here just in the last little bit here. I Like Salt is here with us, and Studio joined us, and we want them to get a chance to listen to some of the things that they might want to hear as well. So once again, we're asking for some suggestions for what we want to play next. And I Like Salt says he loved those gun flashes. Now, who came up with that idea there, Joneser?
Again, that was Lyric and me. He made the cardboard muzzle shots that we taped to the gun, and then we basically it's just 3 photos or 4 photos revolving is all it is. We took a photo of the gun without the muzzle flash, then we took a photo of the gun with the muzzle flash, then we took a photo with me shining a flashlight on the character, and then the next with the flashlight off, and then you just repeat the sequence to where it looks like you actually like animated something, but really it's just 4 still shots rolling on repeat. It's kind of it was a neat little trick.
You're telling secrets. Telling secrets there, Joneser. I have found that when dealing with these kinds of scenes, and I do a fair number of that myself, you do take those shortcuts, and I think they all do, and nothing wrong with that.
Well, we looked at even Filmation with He-Man. They reused animation sequences, and they had their stock animation that they used. A lot of cartoons did that and still do that. There's a famous sequence where they have Christopher Robin and Winnie the Pooh walking down the trail, and then you could play it side by side with Mowgli from the Jungle Book walking down the trail, and it's the same animated sequence.
Mm-hmm. It is. Loch Lomond. Okay, I got you there, Studio. So we got our first suggestion for the last set of the evening here, because we're already at 12 o'clock. So this is going to be the last set. So you guys get your suggestions in now, because this one's going to be the last one of the night. Heading out, need to go to sleep. All right, good night there, Jeff. We'll see you. Trap Jaw's arm always on the right side of his body. Yep. Yeah, I think that was one of the shortcomings of the Filmation cartoon, was when they introduced Trap Jaw in there.
Well, they'd flip the animation cell, and then his arm would be on the wrong side sometimes. That's why they put at Man-at-Arms where he has the armor on one side, and then not they purposefully put the armor on both sides so they could do that, because they knew that character would be on camera a lot.
Yeah, exactly. I knew that, and that was one of the reasons why even Hanna-Barbera was guilty of that. Sometimes they would reverse Superman, and suddenly his S would be on his chest backwards.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of that stuff where you would see that, and it's easier to catch on those older cartoons because these are before you had things like a computer where you could go back and fix it. In those days, everything was hand drawn and hand animated in the old style.
It certainly was. All right, so we're getting our last set together. We got Loch Lomond suggested. I put one of mine that I wanted to hear in there, and I'm going to put a couple more in there and just start playing. If you guys don't give me any ideas, then you're just going to get what you get. Now, if you want to hear anything that we've already played, I'll be more than happy to put it on the list, especially for you guys that just now showed up. We do have some new ones on the list. As you can see, there's Batman, Hi-Yo Silver, the opening to the cartoon show Fantastic Four, Wimp Busters, and Getting Paid Too. You'll have to see it to see, and Crack Miser. Lance Russell's Nose. Okay. Bonnie Banks. Gotcha. Okay. All right. So you got a couple more ideas coming up there. We're going to get those put in there. So we got Bonnie Banks has already been suggested there. So it's already on the list there. That's Loch Lomond. The Bonnie Banks of Loch Lomond.
Are you looking for one more, Bill? Or how many you got in here?
I've got right now I've got Loch Lomond. I've got one of my favorites that I won't just say what it is. You'll just have to watch and see. And we're going to put Lance Russell's Nose in there.
And say Sue Studio's asking Angie Baby, and quite honestly, I wouldn't mind hearing it again myself.
All right, we'll put Angie Baby in there. That'll be our last. I think that's going to end up being our last song of the evening, and sometimes maybe the first and last song of the evening. It seems like these days everybody loves that song, and nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. All right, bringing that Lance Russell's Nose down there. And we're going to bring Angie Baby into the question here. And once I get this started, if you can get it in time while it's playing, I will cue it up. But once we get to the end, then it's gonna be duck time. So we're coming shortly to the end of another late night here on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. We're glad everybody showed up, and we hope that the rest of your weekend goes well. I will be here tomorrow with a Sunday hangout, so don't forget that. All right, so I've got them lined up here the way I want them. So come back over here, and we got you set up there, Sioux City Oaks. Scarborough Fair says I like salt. All right, I'll get that on the list while it's playing. And when we come back, it'll be duck time. So whatever, while it's playing, y'all tell me what I want, what you want to hear, and I'll put it up on the list. But if you don't, then when the last song plays, and it'll be duck time. All right, you ready, Jonezer?
I'm always ready.
All right, brother, here we go.
The year was 1746. The place, Drumossie Moor. The site of the Battle of Culloden. The Jacobite forces were massacred. In the aftermath of the battle, 400 or so remaining soldiers were rounded up and taken prisoner, and from there transported south to Carlisle Castle. Once there, the soldiers were lined up. 1 in every 10 were chosen to be executed, and the rest sent home to tell the tale. Legend has it, there were 2 brothers, side by side in Carlisle Castle. One to be executed, and the other sent home. And one turns to the other and says, "Don't worry, we'll meet again. Ye take the high road, and I'll take the low road. And I'll be in Scotland afore ye."
On the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond, bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. He once was a true love of mine. To make me a cambric shirt, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Without no seams nor needlework, then you'll be a true love of mine.
Put out a new artist. A lot of people calling. The phones are lighting up this morning for the new record from Jimmy Hart. It's called Lance Russell's Nose.
I was listening to my radio late last night when I heard a knock on my door. I went to the window and I peeked outside. It was a girl about 5'4". She said she saw my name on a bathroom wall, so she thought she'd give me a try. So I locked the door and I invited her in. But when I turned on the light, she had Lance Russell's nose.
Jerry's got out a brand new record. We think you're going to get a kick out of it. Listen to The King and Wimp Busters.
Yeah.
We know a guy with a real cool scene. He roams the streets in his wild machine with a full race engine and wheels of mag. He spends every night just looking for drags. Digger the way out dragster with a gear shift knob high above the floor. Win every race by a length or more. He's always beaten every racing team with two big slicks and a head full of steam. Digger the way out dragster. Anywhere there's a race you'll find him there. Any time of day now he doesn't care. One thing for sure, he always tries to win. And if you aren't convinced, you'll have to go him again. Of all the kids, he's the fastest around. Race after race, he always shuts them down. Every night he's the king of the street. He's the way out dragster who can't be beat. Digger the way out dragster. We know a guy with a real cool scene. He roams the streets in his wild machine with a full race engine and wheels of mag. He spends every night just looking for drags. Digger the way out dragster. Anywhere there's a race you'll find him there. Any time of day now he doesn't care. One thing for sure, he always tries to win. And if you aren't convinced, you'll have to go him again. Of all the kids, he's the fastest around. Race after race, he always shuts them down. Every night he's the king of the street. He's the way out dragster who can't be beat. Digger the way out dragster.
That's it for tonight. I'm glad everybody was here. I want to thank our super chatters for tonight. Looking here on the list, I can see exactly who super chatted me, and I'm waiting for that to load up real quick. And I want to thank everyone who stayed the whole way through. You have to be commended for that, because we stayed way late tonight. We stayed so late that Jonezer couldn't even stay here with us. And yeah, I will have music on tomorrow's show at the end of the show, like we always do. And we're talking about Chelsea Avenue. That's a Memphis thing, folks, for those of you who don't know what that reference is to. But yeah, we will have tomorrow's show coming up. And I want to thank I Like Salt and Sue Studio for coming in and giving us some super chats. And Motu Jonezer gave us a super chat tonight. And going on up the list here, who else gave us some super chats tonight? Get on up the list to the top. Having to reload. We're having a heck of a time with things loading up tonight. So but yeah, thank you everyone who did super chat. If I missed you, I'm sorry, didn't mean to do that. I do have the supporters to thank that do help here. I Like Salt, Studio, Radical Mom. I think Radical Mom gave us a super chat tonight. Nightwing did as well. And Gilster 37 has given us super chats. Motu Jonezer gave us one tonight. Pope from last week. OBS from last week. Gojatron, Mike V, World Made of Cardboard, and Figuratively Speaking. These are our super chat all-stars. Thank you guys for doing that. We're at 3588. We're 71% towards getting gold. We'll probably make that goal tomorrow. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. Thank everyone for being here, and I will see you tomorrow at the Hangout at 12 noon. And in the meantime, everyone have a good journey, and we'll see you next time here on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventure. Special thanks to the channel supporters. Without your help, these adventures would not be possible. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's adventure, please hit like, subscribe, and share the video.